Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first rifle or you've been building them for years. There's something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley. I am joined tonight by the Director of Propaganda, Joe.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes, how are we doing, guys? We are here. We are live. It is Thursday night. And we are here to talk about America's favorite rifle. Well, before we get really cooking down on our topic tonight, which is blank in the description, but we have a plan. It's just a matter of whether we stick to it or not. Because we had a plan last week, and if you listened as an audio listener, you may have seen that wasn't what we talked about at all. And that's okay, because those things happen. I see that we have the Garth tracker in the coming down in the chat. So as we go forward, Joe, did you do anything fun with guns here in the past week or so?
Nothing super fun. Just going through all my stuff before we leave tomorrow for those training classes. Make sure everything's up to standards. Making sure everything's working good. Found out bringing my race gun as a backup. It does not have a. I thought it had a quick detach mount receiver in the stock. It does not, so I had to get that in quick because it's not hard to put it in apparently. But yeah, so I had to drop my bully off, and her mom picked it up for me yesterday at Shields. So I had them bring that. So I'll put that in probably when we're sitting in the hotel. Loaded up a bunch of rifle mags, so I don't have to worry about that to start the day on Sunday. Yeah, just going through the gear checklist and the functionality of the firearms, making sure they're up to par before we take off. I don't want to get out there and have look like a complete idiot because none of my stuff's working or put together correctly.
Yeah, I too have done that and loaded a pile of magazines and got everything going for our class this weekend. I did do one thing that was kind of fun this week. And if you're in our Discord or follow us on the social medias, I believe you guys will have seen the video of this, but I put a super safety or a super selector as I was. A super selector in my M forgery and went out and tested that, and it ran flawlessly. Like, I was actually incredibly impressed.
Yeah, the few video clips I've seen that you sent via our Snapchat groups and on the social media stuff looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool. So I'm excited to see that in person and play with it. It's on the list of one of the things I want to add to that Hellbreaker build that I have, just because I think it'd be cool. Again, it's just that thing's just a range toy, and doing that with it, I think it'd be a good time.
Yeah, the M forgery might get thrown in to bring with because reasons.
I've got both of mine. I got my clone and I've got the race gun as the backup. Just because I don't know how it would like 800 rounds throughout a day. Whereas the clone, it's kind of built for getting abused like that.
Well, my intent is to shoot the high point.
Yep. Yeah.
And then my backup is my GP rifle. And I might just throw the clone in because it goes burr.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan to have. I don't have a backup pistol, but I think you're bringing a Glock, aren't you, for a backup, or are we just going without?
Oh no, I have a backup. I'm bringing a Beretta as a backup. M9A3. So Dusky there in the chat, I saw him in there earlier. Should be happy. I'm bringing the Beretta as a backup in case a pistol goes down. So we'll have that good to go. I could throw a Glock in too, but I hate Glocks.
I don't see us needing. Yeah, I don't see us needing either. But just stupider things have happened, so it's always good to be prepared.
Yeah, a Beretta as a backup is not a bad scenario.
No. Does the A3 have that braking issue? Was it a lug?
So that's beefed up a little bit. It was technically it was the locking block
Yeah,
that
that
went
would
through,
break.
and that would crack. And you could run through a lot of those and have them broken or cracked, and still put a lot of rounds down. It wasn't until you took them apart that you really noticed the issue.
Okay.
And running 124 grain ammo really seemed to help that because it slows down the bolt speed a little bit versus the 115, and
Yeah.
that increases a lot of longevity.
Longevity.
Yeah,
See,
words are hard.
I'm not the only one that can't talk all the time.
No, so we did have that, but we both mentioned one thing tonight that we'll get into as our topic a little bit. And I know that when I have the clone out and I'm doing I got a couple weird looks when I went to the range because I swung out to our local public range, and when I went out there, I went, all right, hey man, like we're good to go. And I pulled up and there was somebody kind of at each bay, and there was just one old dude sitting there at a table with a rifle and like just looking at a target downrange, not even shooting, just taking up a bench.
They do that a lot out there.
But you know what I mean? Just like, I'm going to
Yeah.
sit here and hang out by myself.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Like I'll go out there, it'll be packed. This is when I'm going to like pistol practice or PCC practice in those bays. There'll be 3 or 4 cars over in the rifle bays, and even if they're suppressed, you can still hear you usually hear it.
Yeah.
And you'll like hear one round every 10 minutes maybe. And it's like, I think maybe it's like they don't go to coffee anymore. They go hang, like back in the day, everybody go to Hardee's, smoke their cigarettes, and have their coffee. And now I think they just hang out at the range.
Well, like when we went through that, so I was like, okay, hey, and I walk up and the guy's like, oh, do you need to go hang a target? And I looked, I was like, no, actually, I'm just test firing this to make sure it runs. So that's all. You got ears in? And he's, oh, I'm good. And it's like, all right, this is gonna go kind of fast, so just hang on. And Bill was trying to talk. I'm like, yep, just finished. Just got the final touches on it. So just making sure it test fires. And I pulled up and did about 3 rounds in semi-auto, and then I flipped it into super safety and ripped off the rest of that mag, and then put the camera down and recorded me shooting the next one. And I got done, and he looks up at me and he's like, son, I was like, oh yeah, 100% legal. Don't worry. And he's like, what? I was like, I'm an SOT. Oh, people want those?
No, I mean, some people.
Yeah.
I'm not telling everybody to go out and buy one because it get expensive fast.
Yep. I do think at some point we're going to have a conversation about the utility of them, because I think that'd be a good discussion to have.
Yeah.
Just because the utility of the FRT and what it would be useful for, like, gets into it. Like binary triggers, I kind of understand. Like you can argue having them for competition, even though a lot of competitions have outlawed them now.
Which I get because they're wanting to make it the shooter, not the all equipment. So yeah, there's a again, like I said, I want to put one in the Hellbreaker, which I built to be a range toy anyways, because I'm not clearing houses in Baghdad or anything. So I don't, that little short suppressed rifle isn't practical to me in anything other than, hey, let's go have a good time at the range, and maybe you got a new shooter, some kids that wanna say, ooh, that's cool, let's like black or Call of
Call of
Duty,
Duty.
that sort of stuff. And it's quiet. But yeah, we'll have that. We'll save that discussion for a different
day.
episode. Or we could do it tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, we could get into that. We might get into it because, the reason is to make a lot of noise fast. The reason needed is a differently tired. Why the reason is needed is entirely different discussion entirely, says Dr. Scary Guy.
Yeah, but I'm putting on the suppress shooting subs. It's not about making noise at that point. It's just about like doing something that pisses off 3-letter organizations.
But as we talk about that, we've mentioned AR Drew, when I mag dump into trash, I want to go fast. That's right. It's like the Ricky Bobby rifle. I want to go fast.
I always said I think the funnest rifle you could honestly have is a full auto 22, and because it's cheap and they're just
quite literally the most fun full auto I've ever shot is a open bolt conversion on a 1022.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that thing cycles so ridiculously fast. Just because you have all the mass of that rifle sitting there and it's just that bolt going back and forth. It was zink. It was like that was all fast 20 rounds. Like astonishingly so. But it was just stupid fun.
But we're also I think immune to that kind of stuff because of the army, of our duty stuff that we have played with and done. So it's like, yeah, the novelty wears off.
It does. Like I've literally shot a 50 till I was like, no, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're talking about some FRT stuff, and there's the FRT for the TX22, which is a 22 pistol that you can have as a FR with a super safe now. Also, I did see that PSR, print shoot repeat, now has one for an M&P 2.0.
Ooh.
And I have an M&P 2.0.
Was it PewView or who? What didn't one of them guys have more this the Glock switch on their?
That was PewView had a Glock switch on his Glock 22 or Glock 44.
Yeah, that's his 22 caliber Glock 44.
Because Glock names things in the dumbest way.
They should be banned from selling firearms for their naming conventions.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But no, the M&P 2.0 intrigues me. Just because reasons.
It was on my list if I wouldn't have milled a slide on the CZ.
Yeah, I
may
have
be on
one.
the list again. I don't know.
I love it. Maybe I should just have that slide milled and do the other thing to it, because why not? If I don't, although I do for some reason have a maybe slightly excessive amount of Beretta mags now.
Slightly excessive. You should have put that. You didn't post that anywhere, did you?
No, I did not.
That is ridiculous. Both boxes are ridiculous, but
there's 3.
Well, 2 different types is what I was getting at. Yeah. It's. I was more interested in the 22 conversion ones, where they went.
Oh, I still have all those.
I'm
bringing them. That'll be another day.
A different day.
Yeah, that'll be another day. So, but no, so we'll discuss that on our drive. No, guys. So tonight, Joe and I have been talking about, and you've heard us both talk about, like, he has a 100% accurate actual FN clone.
Well, not quite.
Except for the lower.
It's on an Anderson lower, but on top of that, down to every part of the upper, to include every optic variant I can put on it, which is the ACOG, the aim point, and is it Matek? Who makes that rear sight? I can't think of it.
CAC.
What it?
CAC, Knights Armament Company.
No, that's the upper. I'm talking the rear sight
I thought
is
that was, the lollipop rear sight.
Yeah. Matt Matech or something. Whatever it is. That's what so I've got it my my M4 clone. And it's fun. It shoots, and I built the clone for training, shooting the National Guard matches that we shoot. Might even throw a conversion kit on 22 conversion kit in it just to save funds on shooting it. But yeah, I spent not a lot of money. The ACOG was I won. The lower was again junk. Put a mil spec trigger in it, and I think a CMG set, and then the other two optics I sourced pretty reasonably priced. Even the quad rail instead of the handguards, I sourced at a pretty reasonable price on tax swap, which made it a lot more enjoyable to build it for a decent price. And just again, if it hits the fan and I gotta get out of this place, that's the rifle that's going with me. Like I have no qualms about. It's nothing fancy. Like my race gun, it's got JP spring or silent capture spring set. It's got a light and bolt carrier, adjustable tube or gas block, rifle length, all that stuff. Yeah, it'd be great, but I don't know how well it's going to run in the mud. I don't think it's going to run. I would be afraid to put it through an 8-hour course. What they're saying is 800 rounds on Sunday without something possibly going wrong. I kind of baby that one. It's range time. It's matches. It gets taken care of afterwards. It's just like a race car. You rip stuff apart, replace the plate. But my clone, it's grab and go right down to 12 Gen 3 PMags. Like that's what's going with me. And honestly, in that same vein, I'd probably grab the M17. Like if I had to have a pistol with me for that life or death end of world type stuff, I'm taking my army loadout. That's my loadout.
I'm not going to say I wouldn't take the M17, but I would also have no qualms taking my Beretta.
Yeah. I would love to say the CZ, but with that soft or that light trigger.
Yeah. Well, I'd
just be more comfortable with that M17 and again, that's a kind of a specialized little pistol, that the CZ, that again, I wouldn't know how much dirt and what it can take as opposed to those Glock or those M17s, which is everybody talks about the quality control on them. That's probably lack, because the tighter you get your tolerances and stuff like that, the harder it is for them things to run when they get dirty. So yeah. I'm just not taking
I agree, and I have my complete GWAT. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do not have a proper A2 upper when I built my clone, because I technically have two clone rifles, although one of them I don't call a clone. I just call it my M forgery because it's M4 adjacent. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, it's in the vein. You made it like I guess there's two ways of looking at a clone. There's using actual proper brand name parts.
There's the clone nerds that are,
I can just make it look like this, and
there's the clone nerds that are like, yes, it doesn't have the right Knights Armament stamp on the third T-rail, so this is not a complete proper for the XM series that you're trying to go for, and then therefore not a correct clone. And then there's the dudes like, yeah, gun go burr, man, it looks like an M4, cool.
Yeah.
And because I I have an M16A4 that I built out originally for training for shooting competitions and exactly like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do the M16A4. And I got an M16A4 marked lower that has like all of the correct markings and everything like that. It was a limited government overrun from Arrow, and I have one. So I built it out. The only thing it does not have is it still has round handguards on it instead of the rifle length rails. Just because when I finally was like, oh, I'm going to get around to doing that, we'd switched to the M4, and I went, well, this is just going to go back in the closet. I have an ACOG mounted to it that's the wrong color. It's a tan ACOG, but it's the right reticle. And
Hey, I mean, if you're going for GWAT, a spray painted tan one, a spray can tan ACOG is probably legit. I know yours wasn't sprayed, but legit.
yeah, I mean it's all sorts of different colors, and because that's how the plastics came out. And yeah, I've got that, which is a clone correct of everything but the rail. So when I get and that one I'll actually probably put the proper RAS rail on, just because I would like it to be clone correct. And then I have my M forgery, which I thought about doing a proper like real deal FN upper and barrel and everything, but I knew going into this that I had a River's Edge Tactical RE4 TRD or RET4RD lower. Yes, it's a retard lower. And I was like, hey, we're going to do something with this. So I was like, well, we'll build an M4 clone and put a super safety in it. And that was the whole intent behind the build, was I was going to have a 3-position super safety in it. So I did that. I'm not running the best optic on it or anything like that. Right now it's got a SIG red dot.
Yeah. Oh, I like what you refer to that one as the forgery. I refer to mine as the clone, and I think that's exactly what it is, because yours is like those EOTechs that I brought home from Afghanistan. Like, yeah, these are straight. It's a straight up knockoff. Like, you're not trying to say I built this to be perfect. I built this as a forgery. Like, it is. It's not like you bought a Malibu and said, "Hey, this is a Chevelle." Actually, that is what you're doing with it. You're like, "Look at, I got this junk thing that I'm gonna make look like that."
Yeah, I'm gonna put
going out and finding a numbers matching parts. You're like, nah, this is totally look-alike, but not.
Yeah, I put SS badges on an RS.
Yeah, or on a straight up no name.
Base model.
Yeah. So,
but that's where. So I know that clone rifles and like cloning and stuff like that, you get into some weird stuff, because it is, clone rifles are their own unique type of like breed of people and type of tism.
Yeah, it's not just the M4s, but any military type rifle from any war, from any of the participating members, when people start getting into cloning those, if they can't get their hands on the actual replicas. And you're right, there's some serious nerds out there. Like, we're talking like the comic book guys that know if your comic book is a legit first edition or the first appearance of whatever guy, as opposed to the remake, and they don't even, or the reprint, and they don't even have to like open it. They can be like, yeah, that cover's off because it's got the wrong shade of green or something. Like, those are the guys that are, yeah, really into it. They there's a lot of people that take it very, very seriously.
And that's cool. Like, I'm not talking down about the dudes who are cloners and super into that.
No, that's their thing. I mean,
like I know I've seen dudes looking for like extremely specific surefire lights.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they want, this light was issued in Anbar province in this time frame, and like they want, the exact clone,
Yeah.
which
There's
is
go.
which is cool. Like that's, especially if you're building something you carried.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that's like the blood diamond rifle. People trying to build that out. Like at one time when I was back when I rode yet, I wanted to build a clone of the Gent. If you've ever seen Hellride, the Gent, that bike, like, hey, that's a cool movie part. Whether it's cars, people trying to clone cars, people trying to clone motorcycles, people trying to clone specific firearms from a movie that they saw. So it's not just even like it never had to be an issued rifle or a produced rifle. It was, hey, this is how they had it in the movie. I want that. And that's a cool relic, and that's a cool thing to be involved in.
So like Dr. Scary Guy says, so the RAT4RD is a low shelf and able to take an FRT, huh? Yes, it is. It is definitely low shelf.
I want to clone dinosaurs, yes, because I had this thought today. We do not know that dragons never existed.
So yeah, well, you know where the dinosaurs went, right?
Into my tank in my car?
Dino nuggets.
No, actually, they're back as plastic dinosaurs.
That's true.
But I had
plastic dinosaurs are real dinosaurs.
Yeah. I had a 4-year-old bullying me all week, and it was she was talking about random stuff, and I'm like, she had a dragon I bought her. And I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, we don't know that they didn't exist. Like, how do we know none of them dinosaurs that we have found didn't actually breathe fire?
Yeah. Theoretically possible.
I mean, Piper's got that one that does.
So, yeah, Piper's dragon breathes fire.
Yeah.
So they're in the chat here. They're talking about, I want to clone a Callahan full bore auto lock. What about the High Point? The High Point is not a low shelf. That is a high shelf. But the Gordon rifle is one of the coolest, and I do have to agree. Like Gordy's gone, man. I'll be outside. Did anyone else participate in Irene Day? October 3rd. But no. So like when you're talking about that, you mentioned something from like TV and movies. And I'm going to admit this. I know what these are. Like, and I should not like them as much as I do solely because I know what they're based upon. But in the what was it, the 1996 Romeo and Juliet movie?
Yeah, that modernized one that was with Leo and Claire Danes.
Yeah. They have, like, I am still enamored by these two pistols. And I will try my best to pull up here the image on screen. But they had, all of their, oh yes, here we go. I will pull them up. So these, I think, are absolute works of art. And because I was an impressionable youth, these are Taurus, but they're a Beretta knockoff. But those are all of these guns, like most all of them were Taurus, and I was so enamored with these. The clear magazines and all that. Like that is something.
The Virgin Mary or
the Virgin Mary right there, and the Dagger 9mm. I was so absolutely enamored by these. I remember watching that movie just to see the guns. I'm like,
there wasn't a lot else going on in that movie.
But like I was here for it. I was down. I was here for it. And I would 100% do a clone of those movie pistols.
Oh yeah. That's the fun stuff to do it's like you get to a point when you're like, I already have everything I want or need for competition, for training, for end of world scenarios. And then it's like, but I still need to spend my money on something stupid. It was like when I got done building my bike, I'm like, I need another one. I need something to do. It's like I get bored. I was like, the ADD kicks in. It's like, oh, there's nothing to change on it. Let's go do this. Like, I've already got plans. I got some stupid plans. I like to build stupid stuff, kind of like your M forgery. And I've got a couple other plans right now. And it's like, these are going to be fun. And they're going to be
Oh yeah,
stupidly
like
ridiculous.
I have officially entered my meme gun era.
Yeah.
Yep. Like
And trying to be, I'll go one up on that, like trying to create the meme gun.
yeah,
Like trying to come up with the idea of like, what's the dumbest thing I can do right now?
like
Ooh,
my BRN 180 with the cat's ass can on it.
yeah. Like I've got some ideas. So
and Vulcan Rumble asked a question on YouTube that I'm not going to repeat. I'll throw it on screen for anybody watching. And the answer to that is yes. But no, it's as we go through, some of these guns were just so unique, and they become such a big part of a time or a look at or something that you care about so much. So you just want to go through and kind of recreate it to have a piece of that. Like, I remember seeing those, like I said, the Romeo and Juliet guns. I saw them on screen and I was like, these are amazing. And it was the first time that I had seen like guns kind of used as art.
yeah.
Like they showcased them as that. And I was like, this is really cool because I was always into guns. And having that where you have, the Virgin Mary grips and stuff like that and the clear grips, that just looks so awesome. Now, the only thing about that is you're not going to be able to find tchotchke grips like that at VZ, but you'll be able to find amazing grips from VZ grips that are machined from a solid block of G10. And G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, and color options and shorty versions are also available. 1911 grips with extreme customizable, standard slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. More than 25 textures, 27 colors are available. There's one coupon code for 15% off all handgun and rifle grips, and that code is AR-15 podcast. But those were a thing where you're going through that stuff. Like I said, it was just like being part of that moment and seeing it. But it was as soon as you said Romeo and Juliet, you're like, oh yeah, like you remembered those guns in particular.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, we're talking about clones, and you're seeing a lot of it now with like the Mac or the HKs and that. Like, it's not even having to build the clones, but other companies, especially as patents and stuff like that start to fade, where they start cloning stuff. And that's like the Tangfos for the CZs and some of that stuff that comes out of like Turkey. Those clones,
you're seeing
can be pretty good.
Yeah, you're seeing 4 different manufacturers of Berettas now.
Yeah,
like
or all the Glock Gen 3 Glock clones right now that are popping up all over.
Yeah, because originally you had the Taurus, which was the knockoff of the Beretta. And then now you're seeing there's at least 2, like Mira has one, Rock Island has another, and Grisan. Like they're straight up making a Beretta 92.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother world of the firearms cloning industry. It's not just guys trying to find,
there's
perfect numbers matching stuff. It's you can actually buy a lot of these things that.
Well, and there's obviously money in it. Otherwise, PSA wouldn't be releasing 2 different grades of M4s.
Yeah.
Because PSA has their Saber version, which is their top tier, like top of the line, and they have an M4. And then they did a Freedom version, which is like a $600 M4 that you can buy. And guys want that stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a market for it. And that's the other thing is like you'll have guys going to estate auctions or just browsing through pawn shops looking for, ooh, that is marked where I know that guy doesn't know what he has. And that's a specific piece that I can take off, turn around, and sell on Gunbroker or, at some other clerics and relic website and get basically what they're paying for, because there's so much of that stuff that they don't know what they have. And that becomes part of the game as well, of trying to do these clones, is just trying to find something. Hey, I'm not going to build that clone, but that doesn't mean I didn't find a diamond I can turn around and triple my money on, so I can go buy my next 100 round or 100 magazines or case of ammo.
Yeah, like I know guys who will look at pawn shops all over estate sales looking for like Colt SP1s.
Yeah.
And it's like that's an OG AR. And they're nothing wrong with them, but I would trust my M forgery over some of those things just because, yeah, like I might bring that M forgery with just to play with at class after we're done if we have time to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't trust the parts in the super safety enough yet to want to put 1,000 rounds through it without that breaking.
Yeah, without knowing or something else possibly having. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna find the other weak
Dr.
points.
Scary Guy, you are correct. Large pins are wrong. I agree. Yeah. Clucker Tactical says just got my PSA upper end to make a Block 2 clone, but not NDN or NDN correct. Are you saying NSN?
That's what I was gonna guess.
Yeah, because NDN tacos are something different around here.
Yeah, some fry bread and some burger. They sell it. There's people selling it out of their houses. I don't get how that works, but
it's like tamale. It's like
it is. It's like tamales down south. We got Indian tacos. They got tamales. Same thing.
Hey, and I prefer my tamales the same way I prefer my machine guns. Shady, unregistered, and purchased out of a Mexican woman's trunk.
That was one of my favorite stories from down there. Is those guys working the NACO port of entry, and they're like, yeah. So one of the agents is dual citizen, so he goes across and gets tamales from the little old lady for lunch, brings them back to us. Like, okay,
yep. But they are legit. You know what else is legit? Having a reliable custom Kydex holster. Klecker Tactical is your one-stop shop. Using premium USA source material, Klecker Tactical will build you a holster in a variety of styles, along with color and light options available. Whether you're in law enforcement, a competitive shooter, or an everyday gun enthusiast, trust that Klecker Tactical will provide every firearm owner has access to top-tier and personalized holsters, as well as custom and quality products that you can't find anywhere else. Use code AR-15 podcast for 10% off at KleckerTactical.com. No, so those are things, and I think that's one of the clone rifle market gets so much, and people start talking, everything has to be like military super nerd clone correct. And I said before, I have a project gun that I want to do, because I want to do like a late 90s, early 2000s 1911. But like I want to do the tactical 1911. So like the two-tone stainless frame with a blued slide that has a rail so I can put a light on it. Like that.
Just a complete abomination of a 1911.
But that was what a lot of guys did then, to have the tactical gun, because that was how you got a rail. Was you bought you got a frame and then you pieced it together and made this parts gun because nobody was really making them. Or you did these stupid like drill and bolt on rails that you would put on the dust cover. But like I that's something I just kind of want to do because I think it'd be neat to have one.
Yeah,
the Desert Storm 1911. But like that was the thing. And two-tone pistols were like, oh man, that's so cool. You got the stainless frame and the
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like some of that stuff was such a weird phase. It's fun to go back and recreate it. It's the same in vehicles or four-wheeler or the motorcycles, any of that stuff. It's I said it when we were in Georgia last year at this time in class when Decker was nerding out about his quad racing, and it's like, dude, that's where your tism is. That's your
Yeah.
nerd. I'm like, Nick's got his guns. People have their video games. People have their cars, model boats, whatever they're doing, RC cars. Like, there's just so much stuff that once you get adult money and get yourself settled, it's just ridiculous. It's that or coke and hookers. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Like, honestly, that would probably be cheaper.
There's a lot of times I wonder. I know hookers are cheaper than a wife, but
Yeah. Sometimes it's cheaper to rent than buy. But um
yeah,
I know that I watched what here from Rumble says my 11 and 5-inch clone of the AR and the picture of my stepbrother from when he was in Nam. So I mean that's cool. Like you get some homage stuff with that. Dr. Scary Guy in the chat also saying that he wants to absolutely wants to do a 90s race gun setup, the 1911 race gun. And Clucker's talking about somebody was making those frames. I know you can still get those frames. And Caspian's making them, and at least one or two others is as well. I've thought about it hard. I'm probably more apt to buy like a thesis and then breathe on that. But no, it is cool, and I
yeah,
just it's neat.
It's a fun niche area of the topic of guns, of the community. That's what I was looking for. The 2A community. It's like some people only want self-defense, some people only want to hunt, some people just want, are just competition shooters, some people are just clone builders and collectors. They're out there. We've talked about it on a few different road trips. Like there are gun guys, and then there are shooters, and then there are collectors. Like it's such a vast universe within this little microcosm that we have of 2A stuff, and you can get into so many different weeds for what you're trying to get into.
Yeah, and it is. There's so many. I watched what Para Ordnance is the company you're thinking of. That was the double stack 1911 frames in the 90s, and but you're 100% right. It's the people like they only care about hunting. It's they got a shotgun, a deer rifle, maybe a 22, and maybe something else, and that's really all they care about.
And
that's cool. Like good on them. And
because I guarantee you that guy's only got a 270 bolt action, can probably outshoot most of us with it.
Yeah,
but
it's they shoot 6 rounds a year, and
you got some guys who we won't mention because they're not on the show tonight that buy guns and never shoot them and then trade them, and that's just what they're into.
Yeah, and then
I mean, it would save him a lot of trouble, a lot of money on guns.
Then some of us just have a problem. No, it's not a problem.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. I like having the weird stuff, and I've hit the point now where I'm like, yep, I have this. I have my ultra reliable. I have stuff that I know can do the job no matter what. I know, like in the Discord this week, we were talking about long range and getting into some of that stuff. We're talking, suitable ranges for things and stuff like that, and we're mentioning 308, and some large frame guns, and brought up like, yeah, I've got my 308 AR and I've got my 6.5 Creedmoor. I haven't really got the chance to stretch the legs on my Creedmoor as much as I would like to. I've only taken it out to about 800 yards on the gas gun. Like my bolt gun, I've shot to a mile, but my gas gun, I said, realistically, if I could have this on target and build the dope card for it to shoot everything at 1,000 and in, I would be more than happy with that in that rifle, because I'm not going to be there is no cause for me to be engaging outside of a PRS match, engaging targets beyond 1,200 yards with a 6.5.
But unless you, again, going back to being either you're in a PRS match or you're in some sort of sniper scenario where you are the designated sniper, why are you engaging anything over 300?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like PRS matches, stuff like that. I like shooting out to 600 like we did a couple weeks ago. It was fun.
That's so that whole shooting out 600 like we were doing there, and that's with the 22 calibers. So which I think is a legit. That's a good max like stretch for that.
600-700 yards with a gas AR.
And then you get into that mile range, and that's like, okay, this sounds stupid, but you go back to Fast and Furious, where it's like you're trying to build that 8-second car. You're trying to build that rifle that gets you that 1 mile cold bore shot that you can do. It's what it is, and that's part of our game. Is this is built for this, and this is kind of that metric on can I do it? And it's part of bragging rights. It's that, hey, I want to be able to say I've done, just even to say I've done it.
Yeah, that's what I'm. It's like, yeah, I've shot a rifle to a mile.
Yeah, and made that hit. So, and then it's like, hey, I've done that. So what's the next thing to do on it? Okay, cold bore, where I show up, come back in 2 weeks, and I make that hit on the very first round. It's the same as even in not a mile, but in other bench shooting or that first round X. Like that is a cool thing to say you have done. It's like bowling a 300 is to say I did it, or bowling an 800 series, be able to say look at somebody like, hey, I've done that. I'm one of not so many people.
It's crazy to get into some of that stuff, but it's like I will almost guarantee I couldn't cold bore that mile shot. But the reason
there's so much going on in a mile shot. You've got wind, you've got
and where I did the mile shot, we were down on the river bluffs, and like we had 2 sniper instructors there with us, and like one was literally laying on top of me as I shot, and just to get trace.
Did you have to pay extra for that, or was that part of the deal?
That was part of the deal. Like it got really weird when he wanted me to lay on top of him to get the trace, but it was okay. We made it work. No, but just because the closer you are to the bore, the easier it is to see the trace. So they want to be like low, like if
they want to be right in line with it. I know.
And obviously, after a couple of days with them, we were pretty comfortable, and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm going to write opinion." I'm like, "Yeah, do it," because we were watching, and it was weird because I could even see the trace in my rifle's optic because of the time it took to get on target.
Mm-hmm.
And you came out and saw the bullet start up on its arc, and then as it went through the bluffs, because we were shooting down the river hills by Platte and the Missouri River breaks, the wind shear would take it and it would start drifting it like down and to the left, and then it would go across that, and the wind would hit it from another direction, and you'd see it come back around, and it did like this weird, like dragon swim S shape to go through, and they're like, send another one to see what happens.
See what does it again. Well, there's times where you legitimately just can't make that shot because you have to have the bullet because of like the wind again in this spot, but there's no way you can get it there because of all the other crosswinds and updrafts or downdrafts, and you're like, it's just not going to happen today because we cannot put the bullet in the right spot.
Well, that was location. That was the first day we went to do it. He's like, "Yeah, it's not happening today, guys. Like, we're not going to be able to do it." And then the next day, we actually had a window where we could, but it was like, "All right." Look, it was like, "All right, add like 5 mils," and like topped out. Okay, hold 5 mils high and edge a target, see what happens. For anybody who's ever done any sort of like shooting at range, hold edge, see what happens is, I think, the most common phrase I've ever heard.
That's shooter for send it. Just send it.
Or that's spotter for send it.
Just
Which I do.
let her go.
Hold edge, see what happens. And like, I know I had instructors tell me that when we were at or down in Georgia. Shit, hold edge, see what happens, because it gives.
I mean, we were only shooting 300 or 400, and we were shooting 5.56, but we were still getting good trace from that humidity, and it's one of those things you're looking for is just go.
Yeah. So no, like doing some of that stuff where you do those clone rifles, from movies or other events, or hey, anybody who listens to the We Like Shooting show will hear the guys talking about, like, man, that's so awesome. And like, you build a rifle like your buddies because you think it's cool.
Or it's what grandpa had and you want to clone that. It's, the same people that chase down vehicles because that's what I learned to drive with grandpa, or, they'll try to locate the same exact vehicle, but you're like, hey, grandpa had a 1946 Winchester. I want to find that and, to have the same thing he had. And there's the nostalgia to it. Certain things have a collector value to them, but a lot of it's just more either I'm doing it because I want to do it and I have dumb money, or I want that nostalgia of stuff I grew up with.
Yeah, like I have adult money and I can do dumb shit with it now.
Yeah. I did dumb shit when I didn't have adult money. That's why I can't do as much dumb shit as I would now.
I understand entirely. No, but one way, if you have adult money and you're getting into that, but you're tired of replacing your worn out targets every session, you go out and buy some TCRT targets, the self-healing, long-lasting solution built for real shooters like you. TCRT targets are self-healing, modular, and tough, built to take 400 plus rounds of 5.56 per square inch. They cut ricochet, set up fast, and last far longer than throwaway targets. Upgrade to TCRT targets today, the target that lets you train safer, longer, and more effective. No, so that is awesome. And you people have money? Well, I mean, we have money like the government has money.
What is this money you talk about? No, I have credit cards. They can't get the money from me when I'm dead.
You can't shoot a 401k. Buy that rifle.
Yep. You can have fun with it now, or your kids are going to blow it on drugs.
Yeah. And furry costumes.
Yeah.
I hope not. God, I hope not. Anyway. No, Joe, you got anything else to add tonight before we derail any further?
On topic? No, I don't think so. I think we might have found some interesting follow-up topics, though.
I think so too. Like,
we've got some just ramble on about stuff. I mean, we do a good job of that.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Just same as always. Go out there, give us a like, give us a follow, tell your friends about us. Call Garth, get a hat.
Yeah.
Like, share, not just us, but everybody in the 2A community. Again, we're always our Facebook account got
shadow banned.
They told us they're shadow banning us. Is how I took that.
Facebook admitted to shadow banning us now.
They're not being.
We're not going to recommend you to anyone because you violate our terms of service because you talk about firearms.
Yeah, so recommend us to your friends. Be like, hey, you want to see the dumbest people in the world? Go watch these guys. It's a train wreck.
That's We Like Shooting. And then
they did what? I gotta see this.
Yes, but if you want cool patches and cool morale patches, go check out Patriot Patch Company, patriotpatch.co. You can join the Patch of the Month Club for about $20 a month and get
that's not even a new
quality. No, I know that's the wrong one. The one for this month is a ghost, or like a skeleton of Doc Holliday saying, "I'm still your Huckleberry," and it is a pretty awesome looking patch. And that is this month's patch.
For the show, where did it get?
I have mine upstairs because I had to hide them from my daughter who wanted to take them to school.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if mine were stolen by a 12 or a 4-year-old.
Yes, and I watched What Is Correct. It is Let's Go Hunt. That is the oddest podcast in the world. But
yeah, let's not talk about those guys. You want to talk about things that red dots don't belong on? Waterfall hunting shotguns.
hey, if it works, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. I would not go that route myself, but
no. We love you, Mike. I hope you're not listening.
Even if he is, we'll talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah, I can tell him to his faces.
Yeah.
If they don't belong on pistols, they sure as hell don't belong on shotguns.
That is correct. No, well, guys, everyone here knows what I'm about to say, though. We're coming up on this, and Dusky, I hunt ducks with dot on my shotgun way before Mike did. There's dudes who absolutely love it, and that's good. Good on you guys.
I'm just so comfortable with where my eye is in line with the bead. I just feel like it would be a whole new learning experience on the cheek weld to get that high, and there just seems to be a lot more mechanical stuff that I have to figure out than just put bead in front of, bird and pull trigger.
I kind of really want to get one of those Vortex shotgun dots, the ones that are made for a shotgun.
Yeah, they sit right on they basically, you just
well, they're tapped, like they're
tapped in. That's what I meant.
They're already there, and like Dusky says, he didn't grow up shooting beads. I really want to get one of those, but if I do, I'm going to put it on my Jam 930.
Well, yeah, I think they'd be great for that. So,
but I kind of want to try it because I've seen. I was at SHOT Show a couple years ago, and it was Aimpoint had an Aimpoint Arca on a Beretta 626 Silver Pigeon.
All right, now you're getting a little like getting even further from, like, I'll give you putting them on a semi-auto. You're putting one on an over-under. You're just getting.
Well,
maybe I'm a little too traditional in that sense.
So when I was talking to him, I was like, what? And after I talked, I was like, shit, it starts to make sense.
Is there 2 dots? I use one for each barrel.
Ultra high rib. But you don't have the ultra high rib because you have the height over bore.
The height over bore already. Okay. That one, there's some logic in that.
Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I get that. Like that kind of makes sense. I'm not saying I would do it, but I was like, huh. Like,
interesting.
You know what it's just one of those things that make you stop and go.
It's like, okay, you guys put some thought behind this. This wasn't just a, hey, let's see if we can shock people.
Like, first you had my interest, now you have my attention.
Yeah, and you're probably going to get my money.
But no, everyone here knows what I'm about to say. And that is that you guys, we live in an interesting time. And I know a great man once said, may you not live in interesting times. But we sure do right now. And right now, you need to go out and get training. Get medical training. Expect to self-rescue. Go take a Stop the Bleed class. Take a basic AR class. Take a pistol one class. Take a carbine class. Take whatever class you have. Never be afraid to go back to the basics.
No.
And go out, get training, train, hone your skills. Remember that shooting is a perishable skill. So is medical treatment. If you're not actively thinking about that, when was the last time you practiced putting a tourniquet on or thought about wound packing. Those are all perishable skills. Yeah, you can figure it out when the time comes down, but it's better to know what it is and have the dust brushed off that muscle memory.
I would say if you're going to spend money on a training class, a first aid class, stop the bleed, trauma class is probably the most important one. I would put more money on those than I would on go learn to shoot, because
well,
pull trigger, well, you can figure out you'll kill people before you save them if you don't know what you're doing.
I'm going to put this out there now. If we get enough interest for GunCon and Goals next year, 2 events that we plan on being at both of them, I will bring my Stop the Bleed kit. And if we have people sign up, I will teach free Stop the Bleed class at each location. What?
In your hotel room?
Well, I bet I can talk to the event organizers and do a free Stop the Bleed class.
Yeah.
That we could have people sign up for. And I will teach that gladly. So, but, that's just something I think we should do. But go out, get training, get medical training. Expect to self-rescue, because you are your own first responder. No one is coming to save you. And guys, stay safe and stay armed.